All this controversy around the US possibly ending birthright citizenship made me curious as to how many countries actually offer birthright citizenship. And so I looked into it, and I'm going to share what I learned with you because I learned some very interesting things. Also, because years ago, the Dominican Republic ended their own version of birthright citizenship, and it was extremely controversial. They did it retroactively, and they snatched a lot of Haitians' birthright citizenship. And so people had to prove that they were born in the Dominican Republic. They had to get documents. They had to have 5 Dominican witnesses. It was a whole mess, right? And at that time, I found out that Haiti actually does not have birthright citizenship. And so I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I had never considered that that was not a thing everywhere, that, there are some countries that offer it and some do not. And so this time around, I decided to look into how many countries offer it because I was curious. And I learned, first of all, before I get into this, let me explain the difference between the citizenships, because I'm realizing a lot of people are not aware of this. So there's right of soil and right of blood, which in Latin, it's right of soil is jus soli, and and right of blood is jus sanguinis. So that's how it's known, citizenship, okay? Birthright versus bloodright. So birthright citizenship means that because you were born in that country, you are eligible for citizenship in that country. Okay. And there are different conditions to this depending on the country. So for example, the US and a lot of countries in the Americas have automatic unrestricted birthright citizenship, meaning that you were born there, you automatically get citizenship. It doesn't matter if your parents were from the country, if they were born in the country, if your lineage is from the country. It doesn't matter if your parents were there as residents or if they were there without any legal documents. Because you were born in that country, you automatically gain citizenship, okay? There are some countries that have a version of birthright citizenship with conditions. So your parents had to have been in the country legally as residents. Or you're even more restrictive, your parents, if they were immigrants, had to be citizens by the time you were born in order for you to gain citizenship, okay? And like in France, for example, your parents had to be there legally, and you had to be living in the country for at least 5 years after the age of 11, and then at 18 you could apply for citizenship. So there are conditions in some places, even when it comes to the level of birthright that they allow. And so the other version is jus sanguinis, right of blood, which means that your parents have to be born in the country in order for you to gain citizenship in that country, okay? And a lot of countries are like this. And there's another restriction on that, which I was, I guess, not that surprised to find out about, but there are countries that only allow bloodright citizenship through the father. So if you're a woman, even if your entire lineage is from that country, even if you were born in that country, if you have a child in that country or outside of that country, but it's to a foreign father, your child does not automatically gain citizenship because you're a woman. Okay? Now, jus sanguini, the way it typically works is it doesn't matter where you were born. If one of your parents was born in that country, you automatically gain citizenship to that country. All right? But when it comes to certain countries, they only give that privilege to males that were born in that country. They exclude women from this. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you the list. Most countries with unrestricted birthright citizenship are in the Western Hemisphere. The US and Canada are the only advanced economies among them. So of all the advanced countries in the world, the only two that are allowing unrestricted birthright citizenship are the United States and Canada. Examples of countries that grant unconditional birthright citizenship include North and Central America, Antigua and Barbuda, Belize, Canada, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominica, El Salvador, Grenada, I forget how you say it, Guatemala, Honduras, Jamaica, Mexico, Panama, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and of course the United States. South America, it's Argentina, Barbados, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay, Venezuela. Outside of the Americas, Fiji, Lesotho, Pakistan, Tanzania, with some conditions. Many other countries have a modified or conditional form of birthright citizenship requiring at least one parent to be a citizen or a legal permanent resident for the child to automatically qualify for citizenship. Examples include the United Kingdom and Australia. Most countries in the world do not grant unconditional birthright citizenship, jus soli, instead following the principle of jus sanguinis, right of blood, where citizenship is based on the parent's nationality. The majority of nations that do offer automatic unconditional birthright citizenship are located in the Americas. No country in Western Europe offers birthright citizenship without exceptions. Albania, Bulgaria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Hungary, Iceland, Latvia, Lithuania, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Norway, Poland, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Asian countries do not offer birthright citizenship: China, Japan, Russia, Singapore, Malaysia. And in the Americas, while most countries in the Americas have birthright citizenship, a few do not. The Bahamas, Haiti, and Suriname. I think it's Suriname or Suriname. I don't know how it's pronounced. In the Middle East and North Africa, citizenship in these regions often requires at least one parent to be a legal citizen of the country. So Egypt, Iran, and Sudan. Countries with restricted birthright citizenship. Some countries offer conditional or restricted birthright citizenship requiring additional criteria such as parental residency or legal status at the time of the child's birth. Australia, conditions were added in 1986, generally requiring at least one parent to be a citizen or a permanent resident. Germany follows jus sanguinis but offers conditional citizenship if certain residency requirements are met. France, a child born in France to foreign parents can gain citizenship at 18 provided they have lived in France for at least 5 years since the age of 11. United Kingdom, birthright citizenship was restricted in the 1980s and is tied to parentage and legal status. India, since 2004, a child is a citizen only if both parents are citizens, or one is a citizen and the other is not an illegal migrant. Dominican Republic, in 2013, the country abolished unconditional birthright citizenship retroactively. So now let's talk about the countries that only offer bloodright citizenship to the children of men from that country and not the women. So you're a woman, you're born in that country, your entire lineage has been in that country, but you have a child with a man from another country, you're married to someone from another country, your children do not automatically get a right to citizenship. According to the World Bank's report, Women, Business, and the Law, 2016, the following countries do not allow married mothers to pass citizenship on to their children as fathers can: the Bahamas, Bahrain, Barbados, Brunei, Darussalam, Guinea, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Madagascar, Malaysia, Mauritania, Nepal, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Swaziland, Syria, United Arab Emirates, and the West Bank and Gaza. In addition to being discriminatory, the unequal treatment of women in nationality laws is an obstacle to the realization of other rights for them and their children, including the right to a citizenship, freedom from statelessness, freedom of movement. Among other rights, they're denied. Key issues: discrimination. These laws often reflect patriarchal systems, treating women differently from men and conferring nationality. Unequal treatment. Fathers generally have an automatic right to pass citizenship, while mothers often need specific permissions or face conditions. Impact on families. Children of foreign fathers born to local mothers in these countries can face statelessness or difficulties accessing basic rights like education and healthcare. So anyway, a lot of this was news to me.